And I'm just going to go down the back here. Inhalar, exhalar. Okay, right away. Now, I did this aggressively on purpose because I want to show the folks that discoloration right away. See that reddening that we're getting? In another minute, watch how it darkens. So again, we're taking muscle fiber, decompressing it, literally pulling it apart, dredging all this toxic waste that's trapped interstitially in these tissues up to the surface. This therapy stimulates a lot of healing within the body, a lot of different biochemistry. And we're just going to let it sit here for at least 5 to 7 minutes. Trash cans outside. Good, nice deep breath.
Quick question, like
each preps the other.
You can't really do the cupping without without massaging.
They do it all the time.
Oh, they do it
they don't even do massage. They'll just do this, and like those big cups, just all over the body, just pop, 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 and let it sit for 10 minutes. And there's clinics that's all they do, and they'll have like 12. How you're getting now? Look here, how you're getting. It's not just red, but you can see it almost purplish, blackish coming up, right? So I remember this is a good example. One time I worked a gal. She had left hip pain, severe, and she said that she fell over 6 years ago down a flight of stairs. So I did massage first, and in doing massage, as you break down the scar tissue, you identify the patterns where there's thickening in the muscle and where the scar tissue's at. So it tells you as a practitioner where to address the next modality that we're going to use, which is cupping. So when I did cupping, immediately within 30 seconds it turned this color, and in a minute it turned black as black gets, because she had a subhematoma on that hip as she fell down a flight of stairs, and we were dredging that old blood up to the surface, right? And I mean, it took another 4 sessions and she had full use of that hip again, whereas before it was just stuck, literally. How's it feeling?
Yeah, weird.
It's a different sensation if you've never had it before.
Yes.
It's a bit of a...
You had cupping before or no?
No, I've never. A bit of a sting as it sits. It's just like doing a stretch for the first time out. It like kind of hurts a little bit, but like hurts good. Now I purposely did this really strong because I wanted to show the reaction on the film. So a couple more minutes and we'll just let that sit. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So what we're doing as we do cupping or any natural therapy is, number one, I've never healed anybody, nor do I ever want to heal anybody, because that's the body's job. All we're doing is accelerating a natural event that's been suppressed. So when you have pain, you have constant inflammation, irritation, lack of flow of blood, or as the Chinese would say, qi, or energy, right? That's it. And we're just jump-starting that. Once we establish proper blood flow, the body, all the different chemistry that needs to happen, it does it. And on one level, we're creating damage, right? So when you work out, how do you change your body? You break it down, it creates damage. The body, the most important part of working out is not just the workout, but the next day when you heal. You don't heal properly. So we're exciting a natural healing process even faster this way, right? So that's referred to as counter irritation. I prefer the glass because it's a natural medium, as the Chinese observe the body being regulated by qi. So there's a component to this where, much like acupuncture needles release energy and natural rhythms of the body, so does the glass. And once you've been working for 15 years, you can feel it like a hot oven. How are you feeling now?
Good.
At first, did it hurt?
Yeah, it feels
Yes.
weird.
Be honest.
Yeah.
It hurt.
It didn't hurt a lot.
Not a lot, just like uncomfortable.
Yeah, very uncomfortable.
And now how's it feeling?
More used to the feeling.
Okay. I'm going to let it sit just one more minute here. Like their fingers, if we weren't here and I'd worked her in massage first and done a real massage, it's like their fingers will start doing this. They'll start jumping as they release the tension, because it's a subconscious holding patterns. They're just, they're walking around like in this. Shoes off. And we got a nice big hickey. Now, for those of you who are freaking out because there's a hickey on their back, it goes away. Each day, it goes away. Each day it fades. It ain't no permanent tattoo. Now we have a suppleness. You know how you can grab a dog by the scruff of the neck like a Labrador Retriever? Like this? Now we can get this, whereas before it was tighter. So each day that fresh blood has been brought up to the surface, and that contaminants, the body's going to wash it out. 3 to 5 days, it'll be gone. The darker the discoloration shows the greater the underlying muscular trauma, stagnation, toxicity. The more we do it, the less discoloration there is. As we establish, again, the circulation, it'll just flush out. See how this one's a little more kind of pinkish? It'll just flush out kind of light. Just like that. So we're going to do some trigger point acupuncture. And we're going to go right to these muscle sets where there are trigger points. Like this one, where this muscle's thick and hard, right there. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale. Good. These needles are so thin you can stick 12 inside the head of a hypodermic needle. Now I'm looking for patterns of the tissue that are just thick and hard. So again, going back to why are we in pain? Well, scar tissue was one, and we just addressed that. Lack of circulation was the other, and we just did that with the cupping. So scar tissue, circulation was all addressed in the massage and the cupping therapy. And the other aspect being the nervous system is what we're doing now. So these muscle sets, after continuously being tight and hard and inflamed, are weak. A weak muscle is prone to damage. The body's smarter than we are, thank God, and what it does is it shuts it down. Well, we're going to reboot it. How do we do that with needles? Well, needles stimulate different nerve bundles that make a little trip up to the brain and reestablish that connection that was shut down. Okay? So the body will tend to shut down muscle groups that are constantly traumatized and unable to perform at 100%, and it will recruit other muscles to do that job. If we stimulate those muscles through different aspects of the nervous system here, we can turn them back on to work. Okay? Now there's some tension going down the back here. We're going to set a couple needles there as well. Now this is a very clinical and very Western way to approach acupuncture.